Hello, got a Camry 2002 V6 3.0 Camry here, and I'm going to be taking the oil pan off today. So I'm going to go underneath, take a look at that, and see how hard that may be to do. So stay tuned here. Looks like there is 10 millimeter bolts and 2 nuts. Try to get a better shot here directly underneath. Now I've drained all the oil out. It took a couple hours. There's none dripping anymore. Okay, I just have an extension. I don't have a swivel on at this point, and I don't think Alright, now I'm just working them out by hand. I don't even need the wrench anymore. Just want to make sure that I don't lose any of these bolts. Okay, this one is the washer. Definitely don't, or I'm sorry, the nut. Definitely don't want to lose that. And there's 2 of those. The rest are bolts, from what I can tell. So I've got 1 more bolt left here, so I'm not going to get right underneath the pan. Don't really expect it to just drop, but it could. Alright, there's that last bolt. So again, here they are. Here's the 10 bolts, 2 nuts, 10 millimeter socket, extension. Didn't actually need a swivel, so let's try to take the pan off now. So here's where I'm at now. I just took a rag, wiped off where the mating surface and the pan itself are at, just so I could see the gasket material there. Once I did, I've worked my blade using the corner of it. Then I tapped it with a rubber mallet. I tapped it with the rubber mallet, and had to find a good place to start. For me, it was right above the drain plug. And so I'm just going to go ahead and continue to tap away and see if I can get that area start coming off. I can tell you right now, it is really on there, so it's going to be pretty hard to get off. At least mine is here. So I'm going to continue working. Make any progress, I'll get right back with you here. So I pretty much just hammered it all the way in. I'm just trying to work my way around now, kind of pulling down as I go. Definitely don't want to make sure that you don't damage that mating surface, or otherwise you'll have leaks. Seems like I'm making some headway this way over here. Yeah. May have to hit it from another angle or go in at another angle. Just going to have to take my time and not try to force anything here. That's it right there. That is it. Alright, I'm gonna have to probably put the doesn't look so good in there, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna have to put the camera down so that I can kind of finagle this thing around the exhaust pipe here, so bear with me just a second here. There we go. Alright. Oh man, look at that shit there. Look at that. Here's what we're going for right here. We want to go ahead and take this pickup tube off here. Look at that sludge buildup. This car is notorious for sludge. It really doesn't matter how often you clean the oil, because I've cleaned the oil for about every 3,000 miles. But yeah, on the late 90s, early 2000 models, 2.2s and the 3.0s, there is a lot of problem with sludge. So here's an example of that, and I haven't even showed you the inside of the pan yet. Yeah, here's the inside of the pan. So I'm going to have to get some mineral spirits or some diesel fuel. Look at this crap. Look at that. Don't see any metal in here. Hopefully there's no gears broken from the pump. But that is just caked on there. Let me grab my scraper real quick. Alright, so yeah, to remove this, there is a bolt right here. That is 10 millimeter, I believe. Pretty sure it is. And then there's 2 bolts over here. Don't want this to drip on me if I can help it. But there's 2 bolts right over here. One here, one over here. I should be able to get that off. But take a look how caked on that is. Last time I put my finger here. Man. But yeah, that could definitely cause low engine or low oil pressure gauge to come on. Could definitely damage your engine. But I do want to clean the screen off. Let's try to clean all this off. It looks like a lot of work, a lot of man hours just sitting here with a brush and a solvent and scrubbing this. I don't know another way to do that, but that's what it's going to take. So yeah, get this off would be easier, I think, to do both, to have this off and clean it separately. But yeah, that's what I'm up against right now. Dipstick right here. But yeah, the dipstick always shows very clean oil. I should have showed you guys that before. Maybe I do have a shot of that somewhere, so I'll try to do that. But yeah, no indication. Let me show you a good indication of some sludge. Okay, so when I purchased the car a year and a half ago, all I did was just pretty much pull the dipstick on transmission stick and the oil stick, and to check the colors. Everything looked great. Of course, they probably changed it, when they put it up for sale. But ever since I've owned the vehicle, it has been cleaned, and I've changed to like 3,000 every 3,000 miles or so. But I did notice this once I started adding oil to it. Not necessarily is this so bad around the gasket here. You see a little bit of sludgy build up here. But inside here I noticed I always wondered why that was black. I always thought it was paint. That's not supposed to be black there. That is sludge right there. So I know if I buy another used car, an older used car, besides just checking the dipstick to see what the oil looks like, I'm going to take the cap off, see if that kind of crap is in there. That's a good indicator right there that you might have sludge. Okay, so I've got the one bolt, and these are two nuts over here holding this pickup, this oil pump pickup tube in place. Alright, so I got a spoon here. I got the scraper. I think the spoon's going to work probably better right now, and I'm just going to try to get all this dried sludge oil here, capture it here, this bus pan as much as I can for right now. Got some eye protection here, but yeah, just big chunks of this stuff's going to be falling in a pan. So I've got some engine degreaser here, and I did spray some of that up there, and it's not working that well. I've got some brake parts cleaner here as well. Haven't tried that yet. Got some diesel over here. I'm going to put some of that on the rag here. We're going to see how well that works. Let's go back under and see if we can get some of that baked on oil off. I think it's best to try to just spray it, let it sit for a while. Okay, up here I'm using a scraper to prepare for the gasket material. I want to be careful, make sure that I don't damage the surface. It is aluminum. You can also use a razor blade, which I may try to get, but yeah, it's coming along. It's a messy job. I'm going to start working on cleaning the screen off here. I haven't soaked it at all. I haven't scrubbed on it at all. And I'm not sure what's going to be best to clean this off. I do have a brush here, but I've got some fresh diesel I just poured into the oil pan here. So I'm going to try that. I've got some degreaser here, some brake parts cleaner. So we'll be trying that as well. Pretty sure that I'm going to probably have to let this stuff, let this soak probably in the diesel here, but let's give it just a first time scrub and see if any of this is going to come off just from that. Let's try some brake parts cleaner. Okay, I'm back now. It's been a couple hours. I was letting it soak, and found a little instrument here. Getting in here deeper. You could probably use like a fork if you don't have an instrument. Just kind of bend a fork. But I wanted to show you something that came out of here, and it's just a piece of hard oil. Well, I broke it now, but look at that. All right, so here it is, cleaned up about as much as I can do it. Ready to put that pickup tube back on. But yeah, pretty time consuming trying to clean all that oil sludge off all those little crevices there. Sixty-nine inch-pounds of torque on these. Now I'm just degreasing for the gasket material that I'm going to put on here. I used a scraper to get as much as I could off, and now I'm using a degreaser here. You can also use that brake cleaner, works well. Here's a look at the gasket maker that I'm going to be using. This is by Permatex, Ultra Black, maximum oil resistant gasket maker. 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Sensor safe. So what you do with this is you try to get this in one continuous bead around a clean, dry surface. One surface, in this case I'm going to do the oil pan, and it has a nozzle that you can cut. I'm going to go for trying to get around 4 millimeters, a bead of about 4 millimeters. Once you do get it on, it says to go ahead and put it on the mating surface. Hand tighten it down until you see material start to squeeze out the side. Once you get to that point, then it says just stop and let it set, cure, what do they say exactly here. Then let dry for 1 hour. Then tighten the torque specifications. So that's pretty much it. Go ahead and cut the nozzle here to about 4 millimeters. All right, I've already tried out the path that I need to go to put this on, and it's right over the exhaust pipe. I got a couple of studs here and here that I'll be putting in place first. All right, you want to be more prepared than this. Okay, so I've got the nuts on those two studs. Now I'm just going to cross tighten the rest of these bolts on. And I think I'm going to have to use some light from my phone here. I got a bee right here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off for now until I get those. Okay, when you see it squeezing out, we're gonna stop. Alright, so it's been right at an hour now and I'm back here. The material now is no longer wet. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these, or tightening these bolts snug. Torque specification for these bolts on the oil pan is 71 inch-pounds. And I do have a torque wrench here, but really just pretty snug here. And I noticed that the material did come out everywhere around. I believe, yeah, so yeah, because I'd hoped to have got to put 4 millimeters on there, and I don't think it really they really look like 4 millimeters. I probably should have cut more off of that nozzle, but I think we're going to be good here. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up, and that should be it.